Hello, my friend. I'm Dr. James Carter. And today I want to begin with a question that sounds almost too simple. Is there a fruit that's gentle, healthy, yet packed with almost every vitamin and mineral our body needs each day? It sounds like the beginning of a commercial, doesn't it? But sometimes, nature hides the most wonderful gifts inside the most humble things. Last summer, I visited an older patient of mine, Helen. She was sitting on her porch holding a fresh cucumber in her hand. She looked at me and said, "Doctor, I don't know why, but lately I've been craving cucumbers. Every time I feel tired, I want one." I smiled and told her, "Helen, that's your body talking to you." And she wasn't wrong. I remembered something my colleague Dr. Blake Livingood, who's well known on social media, once said: "A cucumber contains almost all the vitamins, minerals, and micronutrients your body needs in a day." And it sounds exaggerated, but after more than 35 years of practicing medicine, I'll tell you this: he's not wrong. Cucumbers are rich in B vitamins that support energy, packed with minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus nutrients. Most adults over 50 are lacking. They're full of fiber, water, and are incredibly low in calories. And most importantly, they're perfect for people over 50, when the body begins craving simpler, more natural things without sugar, without caffeine, without artificial stimulants. In today's video, I want to share why just half to one cucumber a day can quietly transform your health, boosting vitality, improving digestion, supporting your heart, reducing fatigue, all from a fruit most people barely think about. So let me tell you this story gently, like a friend sitting beside you in the living room. 1. Why cucumbers are the quiet hero of your body after age 50. You know, after 50, the body changes more than we realize. Energy dips slowly, sleep becomes lighter, digestion slows down, and sometimes just one sugary drink or a late cup of coffee is enough to make you jittery the entire afternoon. And the interesting thing is this: your body always sends signals. Most of us simply don't listen. I remember my patient Michael Twayenzestich. He told me, "Doc, I'm tired every afternoon, but I don't want energy drinks, and coffee keeps me awake all night." Then he laughed and said he'd been craving cucumbers. I told him, "Your body isn't wrong. It's reaching for what it truly needs." Cucumbers may seem simple, but they are quiet heroes for the aging body. They contain B1, B2, and B3 nutrients that energy drinks brag about, yet can't match in their natural form. These vitamins help your cells produce steady, gentle energy without the jitters, without the racing heart. Then there are the minerals, magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, which 80% of older adults don't get enough of. That's why people cramp more, sleep worse, and feel fatigued for no clear reason. Just half a cucumber a day provides enough minerals to relax the muscles, calm the nerves, and support stronger bones. But what I love most about cucumbers is their kindness. No sugar, no caffeine, no additives. Just water, fiber, and vitamins, exactly what the body has always preferred. I often tell my patients, after 50, you don't need more, you need what's right. And sometimes, what's right comes in the form of a cool, crisp cucumber. 2. Cucumbers and natural energy. Why they're better than energy drinks. As we get older, fatigue feels different. It's not the didn't sleep well tired. It's tired in the bones, in the steps, in the thinking. A slow, quiet exhaustion. And that's when many people reach for quick fixes. Energy drinks, strong coffee, sugary sodas. But here's the truth: many don't realize. Fast energy leaves fast, and it leaves behind jittery nerves, pounding heartbeats, unstable blood sugar, and broken sleep. Cucumbers? They work in a completely different, gentler way. I had a patient, Janet, 58, who cared for her elderly mother. Every afternoon, she felt drained. She told me, "Doctor, I drink energy drinks just to survive the second half of my day." I suggested something that sounded almost ridiculous. "Instead of an energy drink, try half a cucumber." She laughed. A cucumber beating an energy drink? Come on, doctor. But 1 week later, she returned with a surprised smile. Doctor, I don't know how, but I feel more awake. Not shaky, not anxious, just clear. That is the power of natural energy. The B vitamins in cucumbers fuel your cells steadily. The high water content hydrates dehydration is one of the biggest hidden causes of fatigue in older adults. And the trace minerals help the muscles and nervous system relax, reducing that deep afternoon crash. Cucumbers don't give you a kick, they give you balance. And balance after 50 is worth more than any burst of artificial energy, without even realizing why. Minerals like magnesium and potassium help relax the muscles, ease tension, and soften that late-day exhaustion. A cucumber won't give you a sudden burst of energy. What it gives you is steady energy, no rush, no crash. Just a gentle lift that feels natural to your body. I always tell my patients, at our age, you don't need something that jolts you awake for 5 minutes. You need something that helps you stay steady all day. And sometimes, that begins with a cool green cucumber sitting quietly in your refrigerator. 3. Cucumbers, digestion, and that feeling of being light inside. Once you reach your 50 seconds, digestion simply doesn't move the way it used to. Many of my patients tell me their stomach feels heavy almost all the time they eat less, yet still feel uncomfortable, and one large dinner is enough to ruin a whole night of sleep. What's fascinating is that sometimes a single small habit can make the gut happy again, and cucumber is one of those habits. I remember Joyce, 63, a retired teacher. She told me she constantly felt bloated, sluggish, and that her mood was tied to how her stomach felt. When I suggested adding cucumber to her lunch or afternoon snack, she thought I was joking. But a few weeks later, she returned, placed her hand on her stomach, and said, "Doctor, I actually feel lighter. I don't get sleepy after meals anymore, and the discomfort is mostly gone." That makes perfect sense. Cucumbers are rich in water and soluble fiber, helping food move smoothly through the gut, reducing bloating, easing constipation, and supporting a calm, steady digestive rhythm. The fiber in cucumbers is like a quiet road cleaner inside your intestines, gentle but incredibly effective. And for older adults whose intestinal movement slows and who often forget to drink enough water, cucumbers provide hydration and digestive support at the same time. I always tell my patients, when your stomach feels light, your whole body feels light. And when the body feels light, the mind becomes clearer. A cucumber isn't magic, but it's a gentle way to return comfort to your body from the inside out. 4. Cucumbers, heart health, and blood pressure. A gentle friend to the aging heart. I often tell my patients, an aging heart is like an old friend, strong, loyal, but far more sensitive than you think. A single stressful day, a salty meal, or one restless night can send blood pressure climbing. And for people in their 50 seconds and 60 seconds, this happens more often than they'd like. One afternoon, Richard, 67, came into my office, clearly worried. He said, "Doctor, I take my medication every day, but some days my blood pressure still spikes. What else can I do?" I opened a small fridge in my office, pulled out a cucumber, and placed it in his hand. He laughed. "You must be kidding, Doc." But a few weeks later, he returned and sat down with a much calmer expression. "Doctor, I don't know how to explain it, but my body feels gentler. My blood pressure isn't jumping around as much. I feel like someone just released pressure inside me. There's nothing mysterious about it." Cucumbers contain potassium, a mineral essential for balancing sodium and relaxing the blood vessels. They're also packed with water, which supports hydration, something many older adults are quietly deficient in without knowing it. When the body has enough water and enough potassium, the heart doesn't need to pound harder to push blood through tight vessels. And that gentle softness is what cucumbers bring. No forcing the body, no shocks to the system, no sudden changes in heart rhythm. Just a little help so the heart can breathe easier. I truly believe When the heart stops straining, the whole body thanks you. 5. Cucumbers, hydration, and the skin. A quiet secret to aging gracefully. There's something many people overlook after age 50. Your skin is the mirror of your hydration. When you don't drink enough water, the skin becomes dry, thin, and tired. Fine lines show up faster, and sometimes just one restless night will paint exhaustion all over your face. I remember Evelyn, 59. During a routine checkup, she told me, "Doctor, no matter how much moisturizer I use, my skin still looks dull, lifeless." I asked how much water she drank daily. She laughed and admitted, "Honestly, I forget." I told her to start adding cucumbers to her meals, not as a beauty treatment, but as a natural source of hydration. A month later, she returned with a brighter, softer look and said, "I can't believe it, doctor. My skin looks healthier. It feels softer. And my mode? I feel better too." It makes perfect sense. Cucumbers are almost 95% water and rich in natural silica, a compound that strengthens connective tissue and gives skin that subtle, healthy elasticity. When you eat a cucumber, you're not just drinking water. You're hydrating with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. A kind of nutrient-rich water the body absorbs incredibly well. For older adults, proper hydration doesn't just lead to better skin, it improves energy, emotional balance, and overall well-being. I always say, age changes the skin, but the way you care for yourself decides how beautifully you age. And sometimes that begins with a simple, cool bite of cucumber. For older adults, proper hydration doesn't just make your skin look better, it reduces fatigue, lifts your mood, and helps keep your electrolytes in balance. I always tell my patients, age changes your skin, but care determines your beauty. And sometimes that care begins with something as simple as a cool, refreshing cucumber. 6. Cucumbers and weight control, a gentle solution for the body after 50. One of the things that makes many people over 50 feel discouraged is weight. Not because they want to look good, but because they feel heavier, slower, and out of breath after just a few steps of climbing the stairs. I remember Linda, 62. She sighed and told me, "Doctor, I don't eat much, but my belly just keeps growing." I suggested adding cucumbers to her afternoon snacks, not to force weight loss, but to help her body feel light again. A few weeks later, she came back smiling. "I didn't lose weight fast, doc, but I feel lighter. I crave sweets less. I don't snack as much." And that makes perfect sense. Cucumbers are rich in soluble fiber, giving you a sense of fullness without adding calories. They're high in water, helping your body distinguish real hunger from thirst, something many of us confuse with cravings. When your body has enough water and fiber, portion control becomes natural, not a struggle. I always remind my patients, losing weight after 50 isn't about going faster, it's about choosing what's gentler for your body. And sometimes a crisp, cool cucumber is exactly that kind of gentleness. 7. Tips for using cucumbers the right way and small tricks for better absorption. You know, after more than 30 years of practicing medicine, I've learned that even healthy foods need to be used the right way. Cucumbers are simple, kind, and easy on the body, but for people over 50, a few small habits can make them even more beneficial. I often tell my patients, if you can, eat the skin. That's where much of the fiber, vitamins, and micronutrients are found. Of course, this works best if you wash them well or choose organic cucumbers. If you don't like the skin, that's okay, but try to keep at least part of it. Your body will thank you. Another thing, eat cuppers slowly. Don't rush. It sounds strange, I know, but I've seen many patients feel tired all day simply because they chew too fast. When you chew thoroughly, your body absorbs the water and minerals in cucumbers far better. It's like giving your digestive system a gentle head start. And here's a tip I love sharing. If you feel tired late in the day, skip the soda. Skip the caffeine. Slice a cucumber, add a pinch of mineral salt, or a few drops of lemon. Your body will appreciate it. It replaces lost water, restores electrolytes, and wakes you up gently without racing your heart or keeping you up at night. Pickled cucumbers have their own benefits, especially for gut bacteria. But remember, the salt can raise blood pressure in sensitive individuals. So if you enjoy pickles, keep the amount small and balance it with low-sodium meals later in the day. I always believe an aging body doesn't need more, it needs what's right. And when you use cucumbers the right way, they become a true companion, gentle, nourishing, and always kind to your body. Closing message. After years of working with patients over 50, I've realized that health is not a race. It's a journey built from small choices we repeat day after day. A cucumber may seem ordinary, but ordinary things often carry the quiet power we overlook. Hydrating your body, delivering vitamins, easing digestion, softening blood pressure, and giving you natural energy without overwhelming your system. If there's one thing you take from today's video, let it be this. Your body deserves to be cared for gently and naturally. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I have many more stories, lessons, and gentle reminders to share so your journey to a healthier life after 50 can be calmer, brighter, and full of vitality. I'll see you in the next video.